hardly what you'd call an enthusiast car, the Jazz has still managed to congregate a battalion of loyal fans since it was introduced in the early millennium. That's thanks in part to its reputation for offering brilliant reliability. And in fact, the Jazz has been the UK's most reliable car for 10 years. So what's new with this model? Well, as reliable as the previous model was, it was in need of a bit of refurbishment. And that's exactly what this third generation model does, with a new front end, which now brings it up to date with the rest of the Honda range, and some interior changes, which make it more practical and, Honda hopes, makes it more appealing to a younger crowd. And you might not be able to tell from the outside, but this is actually 95mm longer than the previous model. This does, however, become more apparent on the inside, as there's an additional 30mm of shoulder room up front, and there's plenty of other improvements in the back, which I'll come to in a second. Now, the dashboard design is, well, completely unrecognisable from the last model, as there's a new clean-cut Honda Connect touchscreen design, which helps minimalise what used to be a flood of buttons. And to be honest, with this new design, at a quick glance, you could be fooled into thinking you were sat in the Civic hatchback or the HR-V SUV. Now, kit-wise, the Jazz has everything you're ever going to need and more, with the likes of aircon, DAB digital radio, Bluetooth, and it's even got an autonomous city brake active system, all thrown in as standard. My only slight niggle with the interior is the sheer amount of cheap plastics that are dotted about, which, when you consider the quality of kit that you get as standard, it is a bit disappointing. So, what's it like to sit in the back of the Jazz? Well, legroom wise, according to Honda, it's better than sitting in a luxury saloon, as it claims there's more legroom back here than there is in a Mercedes S-Class, and that's thanks in part to an additional 65mm of it. And even if you sit up straight, thanks to the Jazz's boxy shape, there's plenty of headroom as well. But where the Jazz really shows off is with its magic seats, which fold up cinema style to give you plenty of storage space, just like this. But if you don't want to use these, you can just simply fold these down and use the space underneath for storage. These front seats also recline all the way back to kind of give you a makeshift mattress. These wide opening rear doors, good touch as well. And if that wasn't practical enough, there's even a boot. And with 354 litres, it's not as big as some rivals, but when you consider how versatile those seats are, the Jazz is definitely leader of the pack. Even the way the seats shimmy forward when you fold them down and allow for a flat loading surface is brilliant. It's no secret that the Honda Jazz evokes thoughts of older drivers due to its sensible character. Let's be honest, Super Mini styled MPVs are generally dull to drive anyway. But the Jazz isn't entirely like that. Although it's not going to inspire you to go out and buy some racing gloves, the nicely weighted steering and responsiveness means it's got a bit more about it when compared to something like the Nissan Note. There's even a new agile handling assist system, which helps when it comes to cornering, and on top of that, the ride's nice and comfortable and it'll deal with the majority of bumps with ease. There's just one engine to choose from, which is a 101 brake horsepower, 1.3 litre petrol, and not to be totally cliche, but this engine will do whatever you need it to, so whether that's pottering about town or if you drop a few gears, pull off overtaking manoeuvres. Just bear in mind that if you do get the revs high, it will make quite a bit of noise. Although there is just one engine to choose from, you will be able to choose between either a 6-speed manual gearbox, which is what we've got, or a CVT automatic. And although the CVT automatic is the most efficient one, emitting 106 grams per kilometre and claiming an average of over 60 miles per gallon, we'd still recommend going for the manual. And it gives you a bit more control over the revs, which at times you will need. Just a quick one about the touchscreen. It can be quite difficult to navigate, as you've got numerous screens to get to simple features, and the volume control's just a bit fiddly. So when you weigh it up, the Jazz seems like a no-brainer. But as is usually the case, it is going to cost you, as the Jazz starts from around £13,500. Now, that's £3,500 more expensive than the Nissan Note. So, small Super Mini sized MPVs are rooted in offering practicality in a compact package, and the Jazz clearly does that, but it also goes above and beyond by offering a cool looking interior, a modernised exterior, and a drive that, okay, it's not sporty, but it certainly isn't boring. And yes, there could be a few more engines to choose from, but apart from that, the Jazz retains the same ideals as ever, and in our opinion, it's the best Super Mini / small MPV on the market. What do you think of the Jazz? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the inquire button to find out more details about this car, or for any other models, visit carkeys.co.uk. And to watch more reviews, click one of the links on screen now.